Hey guys, I'm going to get to the intro of the video in just a second, but it's not every day you meet your heroes, as the saying goes. I bumped into East Anglia Bushcraft out of all places in Burton. He's driven 2 hours or whatever it is from East Anglia for a 4-day kayak trip. A really friendly guy, which I'm glad, because we've been watching his channel for years, me and the missus, and you know, he sort of helped me learn most of this bushcrafting game. So thank you, Craig, and I hope you had a good trip, mate. Right, morning folks, thanks for joining me again for another video. We're here again at Newton Park, a little bit grayer than our last video, but it doesn't stop us getting out. I get asked a lot, how do I stay warm during the winter and the autumn? So I'm going to show you how my sleep system works. It's not the sleep system for everybody, but it's one that's never failed me, and I've been absolutely comfortable, probably the best sleep I've ever had, right down to 0 and just below. So let's get into it. Okay, so everything I need is all in this bag. Apart from my food and my water, this is my entire sleep system, and it comes in at about 12 kg. I'm going to set up the top now between these trees behind me. If you saw my last video, that showed you how I use a rapid deploy ridgeline, so I won't get into that too much. I'll probably time lapse this bit, but I will show you how I set up my tarp, which is a baker tent style. So if I have got a small fire in front, I can use that, but this sleep system is designed so that you don't rely on a fire to stay warm at night. Okay, so I'm going to set up my usual baker style tent, DD tarp every time, as you all know. 2 toggles. And that's at the back. So you find one of your corners, which we have here, and then you go in 2 guy out points. So 1 and 2. And then if you remember the prussics from the other video, through there, slide out the road, corner over. So again, corner, 1 guy out, 2 guy out. Pull them across nice and tight. Job's a good one. Now we peg out the back. Okay, so we're behind the top now. I'm going to show you how to peg it out. Your far corner here, peg it out roughly, because you will have to adjust it. It's all very dependent on the angle. So just roughly peg out your far corners. Again, you find your far corner here, and once again you go in 2 points. So 1, 2, and you can see that's created now like a sort of rectangle shape. Perfect. Same again this side. So from the far corner you come in 1, 2, and this excess we just fold under. Boom, baker style tent. Right, let's get you back around the front and I'll show you how the actual kit comes out the bag and what its uses. Okay, so the top tips I would give for staying warm at night is you've got to remember the earth is way bigger than you, so it'll always try and sap your heat. You see a lot of people spending, you know, £1,000 on a sleeping bag and all that. It really isn't going to do that much, because as you lie on the sleeping bag, your back is compressing the loft, and therefore it's not doing anything at all. So the trick being, bring yourself off the floor as much as you can, or insulate as much as you can, sort of 90% underneath, and you'll get away with 10% on top then. So I have a little cot bed that raises me up enough, because if you go up too high, you're then worrying about wind going underneath, which is the problem with hammock camping. There's a lot of work that goes into hammock camping. So I start with the ground sheet. It's just a normal picnic blanket, and it's got a foil lined bottom, and that helps any heat that is generated in my tent. It stops it being sapped immediately into the ground. It's not a necessity, but you know, that little bit extra goes a long way on a cold winter's night. So it's just a bog standard cheapo picnic blanket with a foil line bottom. to be perfect. Again, it's just stopping any heat coming off my body going straight into the ground, which is what you don't want. Next, we get the cot bed up. Cot bed is 1 kilo. It was about 60 quid from Amazon, I think it was, and it takes me off the floor about that much, but incredibly lightweight, incredibly easy to pack up. And these sort of just spring and spread it apart, and that's where you get your rigidity from the bed. Like I say, it's not a Dulux two-person bed by any means of it, but it does keep you fairly comfy. And they just click into place like that. There's 4 of them. And there we have it. Like I say, it only takes you off the ground 100 mil, something like that. But perfect. Next thing I had when it is that little bit colder is just one of these very, very cheap mattresses, or blow up mattress I should say. Again, it doesn't really offer much R value, this one, but it does keep you that little bit more comfortable on the bed. And that is just a simple blow up thing, so I have a pump for that. You want to refrain from blowing these up with your mouth, because then the moisture off your breath will be inside the bag and eventually that'll just get mouldy. So best off getting yourself a little pump. You can get it for about 20 quid. And as you'll see in a second, they do not take long at all. So pillow first. That one's got a nice built-in pillow, which we all like. There you go. And then under this bed you've got these little straps. Fold them over, that stops your mattress flying off. So already you've got yourself a comfy bed, but that's not going to keep you warm in the very cold nights. Like everybody who starts off camping, I started off just buying loads of cheap Amazon stuff, and for the most part most of it has still gone with me, but I am moving more towards some natural materials as much as I can. So here I've got a genuine reindeer pelt. The hairs on a reindeer pelt are hollow, that's how the animal stays warm in the cold, so if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for Benji. That comes with me, it sits on my chair, it goes on my bed. It's probably the warmest sort of mattress thing you can find, really. Next bit is sleeping bags. Now this is a quilt. I've tried to get on board with sleeping bags over the years, and every single time I wake up with it sort of down here, I think it's because I move about a little bit too much. So I've found much more comfort in using quilts over the last couple of years. This is rated to 5 degrees. And I'll show you what the difference between a quilt and a sleeping bag is right now. So it has the foot box, so your feet go through there as normal, but instead of it zipping all the way around, what you've actually just got is a extra wide top, so it's almost Y shaped. And this is perfect for me, middle of the night, throw those bits around my shoulder, lie back, and I'm warm. Again, I'm not bothered about the bottom part of my sleeping bag, because as soon as I lie in it and crush it, it's doing nothing. But that's when the bed, the mattress and the pelt comes into play. That'll keep me red hot throughout the night. Another good item to make sure you bring with you on any camp, a wool blanket. Again, this is just a cheap surplus one. I think it was 20 quid, but I've had it years. It's flame retardant. If it gets wet, it will still keep you warm. Not as warm as it would if it was dry, but it will keep you warm. This comes on with me every single camp. It's so useful, but I always have that as just an extra layer on top of me. I do like to have a fire roughly where you're situated, so the wool blanket helps any sparks ruining my sleeping bag. And the most important thing of any good sleep is a pillow. Highly recommend that you put some money into a pillow. I'm very lucky to have a wonderful fiance who over the years has took pictures of me before I go to camp with my daughter, so she's made this for me. But I have always had a good sleep since I've had this pillow, with the built-in pillow on the mattress as well. Yeah, very comfy, highly recommend. And okay, so that's it. I'll show you the back of the Baker style tent first. So as you can see, there's a guy out point there. Normally I would guy that out to give me that extra headroom, but this is just a demonstrative video. And then that's us all set up, and I've slept in, I use this every single time. You know, as it gets warmer, I'll just remove the wool blanket or I'll remove the pelt, but this has always done me proud in cold weather. Plenty of room. Normally have a fire around about there, a metre away from the top. If the rain gets bad, you have this that you can guy out, and then you've got yourself somewhere to put your fire. Yeah, highly recommend it. Use as many natural materials as you can. I've got lots of plastic stuff here, but I am working towards that. I want to look into a canvas and wool blanket down sheet. But yeah, you can have a really nice time just in that, and it is very homely.